It was the worst part of the trip. I almost died. No, it was not like that.
What?
What we have today is 10 smart things that we did in our trip to Rome.
And 3 mistakes that we made, and hopefully you will avoid them.
Don't spend extra money to stay in the hotels close to major attractions such as Trevi Fountain or Vatican. Hotels in those areas are generally more expensive. If you want a good hotel with reasonable price, you should look for it in the area close to the Rome Termini, which is the main train station of Rome. In our last trip to Rome, we stayed in a boutique hotel close to Rome Termini, and it was really nice. It was very close to main attractions, right? It was
15-20 minutes walk.
15-20 minutes walk to Trevi Fountain, and about again 15 or 20 minutes to Colosseum. Generally, historic center is very compact. It's ancient, buildings are old, small, and don't be surprised with the small size of your hotel room. Just manage your expectation and consider that most of the time you will be outside and walking around. Don't eat at restaurants with tourist menu. Generally, restaurants close to the major attractions such as the Trevi Fountain, Colosseum, and Vatican are designed for tourists. What does that mean? It means that they are overpriced and the food is not very good. So if you see a restaurant with English menu and picture, and also someone is standing in front of the restaurant and try to pull you in, this should be all a warning sign for you.
Our trick was to walk for 3-4 blocks away from the main tourist attractions, or we went to Trastevere neighborhood.
There are fantastic restaurants in Trastevere neighborhood with a lot of authentic Italian dishes. For sure you will love it. Don't forget to try evening aperitivo, which is an Italian cultural ritual. MasterCard or Visa are generally accepted in most places, so don't carry cash for security purposes. There are pickpockets on public transportation and touristic areas, or even in holy places.
So as far as we know, nothing happened to us, but there are lots of horror stories of people losing their valuables or their money. So really be careful. Don't take cash with yourself and don't take valuables with yourself when you go outside.
Per favore indossare la mascherina. Grazie.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Generally, Italian people are very nice and hospitable. They treat tourists very well and with respect. They know that tourists contribute to their economy a lot. So it's good to learn some Italian words. So just make some small talk with local. You will have a different experience from Rome when you know some words and you can communicate even a bit with local. What do you think?
First, tell me a couple of words in Italian.
Aperitivo.
Ciao, come sta?
Sono buono, grazie.
Nice. Ottimo video finora.
I don't know. Had several moments that we had a small talk with local. They were very hospitable, very helpful, and we really like Italian. They are very nice.
It was funny because we communicated in English and they communicated in Italian. Somehow we understood each other.
Don't forget to visit Trevi Fountain during the day and during the night. Trevi Fountain is so pretty during the day, but it is even more stunning at night when it lights up. It lights up once dawn approaches, so you can come back to Trevi Fountain as your last activity of the day. Don't forget to buy the skip the line ticket for Vatican and Colosseum. No matter what time of the year you are visiting Rome, the lineup for Colosseum and Vatican is crazy long. It is insane. I'm talking about 2 or 3 hours of waiting. So the best thing to do is just to buy the skip the line ticket or book a private tour so you can easily save up to 2 or 3 hours of your time in Rome.
This is what you did in your first trip to Rome, right?
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
Because during our trip, we didn't need to do that because we went there in the middle of the pandemic. So virtually there was no lineup. And I think it took us like a good maybe 5 minutes or so for Colosseum. Maybe for Vatican, it was more like a Vatican Museum, it was like 10 minutes.
10 less than 10 minutes.
I think St. Peter's Basilica was the one that, we had to wait.
A bit.
Yeah, like half
And
an
that
hour.
was for like inspection and security inspection. So if there is a pandemic, you don't need to buy a skip the line because there is no one in line. But in a normal situation, for sure, you need a skip the line ticket if you want to save time. And specifically in the summer, there is no shade. So waiting under the sun, the heat will be really annoying.
So the tickets for Colosseum and Forum are sold together, and this is where we made our first mistake. So what happened was that we went to the Colosseum first, but we went there, I think it was around 2 p.m. or so, and we spent like a good 3 hours there. So by the time that we were done, we had to rush towards Forum, and we had like less than an hour. So we had to just quickly take pictures. Didn't stay as much as we wanted.
So the mistake that we made was we didn't allocate enough time for Forum. You need at least 3-4 hours to visit the whole Forum. It's really beautiful. It's the location that Rome has started, and there are lots of palaces and mansions, and you need at least 3 or 4 hours to spend time in the Forum to see the whole places. But we made the mistake, as he explained, so you don't make the mistake that we made. Don't visit Pantheon in the morning. Usually there is a long lineup in the morning for going to Pantheon, but what we have found out was that in the afternoon the lineup is shorter and also it is less crowded.
And here's the second mistake that we made during our trip to Rome.
What was the mistake?
Your hijab.
Oh right! Check dress etiquette for some churches and holy places. I was aware of dress etiquette for Vatican, so I covered my shoulders and my knees, but I was not aware of the dress code for Pantheon. My shoulders were not covered and they didn't let me in. So I had to buy a scarf from a street seller around and cover my shoulder, so then they let me in.
Actually, I think it was very expensive, like 10, 15, 20 euros, right?
No, it was not like that.
What?
It was about like €7 and I negotiated and it was down to €5 at the end.
Oh,
Yeah, just €5. Don't worry.
Persian negotiation at its best. Yeah, I just remember.
Don't forget to negotiate about the price of a scarf from the street seller.
This is one thing that we have done in Iran, and it became very useful during our trip in Rome.
Yeah. Don't buy bottled water. So when you are in Rome, you need to walk a lot because the historic center is very compact, very dense, and you will be walking from one side to another side. They are very close together and walkable. Don't forget to drink water because you walk more than usual and you need to drink more water. And the good thing is you don't need to buy water like many other big cities, because the quality of water in Rome is really good and there are a lot of fountains throughout the old center, and the water from those fountains is drinkable. So just carry an empty bottle and refill it whenever you need.
And this is the part that we made the third mistake and probably the biggest mistake of our trip. Remember about the heat stroke?
Yes, it was the worst part of the trip. I almost died.
Yeah, I know.
Tell the story.
So Mastane didn't bring any water bottle with her when we went to Colosseum.
Because I thought there is a store inside Colosseum,
Yeah,
but
they don't
there's
sell
no
them.
store.
Yeah.
They don't sell any water inside Colosseum. So buy water or have water with yourself when entering Colosseum.
Yeah, there are a couple of small fountains that we could drink water, but they were far and a bit few. And then I think there's this video of you that, you know, because you were heat stroke, so you were just sitting down, you couldn't move.
And then when we left, we bought those frozen water from the street seller. It was just €2 and I think it really worth every penny. When we exit, so we bought some of them and I tried to use them to cool down my core temperature. That was the worst experience ever. Specifically, if you're visiting in summer, just be mindful about heat exhaustion. The temperature is like 35-40 degrees and you need to drink a lot of water. Be mindful about that. I really don't want you experience the thing that I experienced when I was visiting Colosseum, and then I was sick for like 2 days after event because of my electrolyte imbalance, and that is the last thing that you want to experience in a trip.
I think we have to go back at least for those two, those two parts that we missed.
Yeah. Don't forget to put on your comfortable shoes. Leave your high heels at home. Rome Historic Center is packed with monuments, attractions, and historic sites, and you're gonna walk all day from one side to another side. So a comfortable pair of shoes is a lifesaver.
And also wear some kind of lubricant or maybe Vaseline, you know, rub it on your thigh, because you're going to walk for a long time and you want to definitely prevent chafing.
Specifically in the summer,
Yep.
it's a bit humid, so don't forget to plan in advance. Rome has a lot to offer. It's just a lot regardless of how long you are staying there, or either 1 week or 1 month. My recommendation is to prioritize what you like to see and plan realistically. For example, allocate 1 day to visit Vatican because it has a lot itself. It's another country. Visiting Vatican Museum, Sistine Chapel, the St. Peter Basilica, it's a lot. So it easily takes 1 day to visit those monuments. Try to take the most out of your trip and see as much as you can, but not just to check mark the boxes. Try to enjoy your trip. Rome is super lovely. I have visited Rome twice and still I want to go back and visit it again. I'm sure you will love it as much as we love Rome.
So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Stay with us and let us know in the comments if you have any suggestion for our future videos.
See you in our next video.
Ciao.
Don't forget Pantheon in the morning. Don't carry cash. Don't carry cash. MasterCard. Yeah.
With that.